The lower slopes of the mountains have, top to bottom we have evergreen trees. Okay, but lower slopes we have broad-leafed trees. The kind of trees we find in Jharkhand, the mango, the jamun tree, you see the leaves are broad, have a big surface area. That kind of leaves the trees have in the lower slopes. Now, as we start moving upwards, above, say, 1500 meters, where it is becoming colder, the shape of the tree changes, the shape of the leaves change. Clear? And the trees become like this. What do we call such trees? Coniferous trees. They are cone-shaped. The branches are pointing downwards. Clear? And each leaf is like a needle, thin needle pointing downwards. This is a biological adaptation. Why? Above this height, snowfall occurs. Precipitation is in the form of snowfall. Now, if we had ordinary trees, the snow would get accumulated on the branches, and lot of snow would increase the weight so much the branches might break off and fall. The entire tree may fall. So this adaptation is there for the survival of the trees. Higher up we go, we cross over 2200 meters. Higher up, we have alpine vegetation. Now, alpine vegetation includes two things. Alpine vegetation includes, you have forests also and grasslands also. Grasslands are also known as pastures. Clear? So what do you notice? As we are climbing higher up the slopes, the size of the tree is changing. Clear? The shape of the tree is changing. And highest point when we reach, there are no trees. Beyond a certain height, there are no trees. We only find grasslands. There is not enough water or temperature for trees to grow. That is why there are no trees. Clear? Below that, what is called alpine forests, we have this type of trees only. Okay, same coniferous trees, little bit different. They are like this. The branches are short, just like this much. Fully, they don't grow out to their full size. Clear? And they are short in height. They are short in height. Remember that. So, this demarcation or this difference in the types of trees you have to remember. This, if you have understood, then it is not confusing. Clear? Beyond this point, beyond the point where snowfall begins, the type of the tree changes. Now what happens? Coniferous trees, most of them are softwood trees. Most, majority. And some common names are pine, birch, spruce. These are some common names for coniferous trees. So you can get the other names from the book and learn them. Clear? Softwood, what do we use it for? For making toys, for making matchsticks. Clear? Earlier we used to use it only for paper. Now we have got substitutes, so we are not using it for paper so much. Still some usage is there. We also use it for kitchen utensils. Utensils meaning certain items which we need in the wooden form. Steel form cannot function. Clear? So softwood has limited usage. If you remember those uses, you can apply it anywhere where there are softwood trees. Lower down are a mixed species, hardwood as well as softwood. Clear? Some common names I have told you. Other than this, you must remember Deodar. Now certain things are not clear in the book. Deodar is the Hindi name, and the same tree in English is called cedar. So please don't count it as two different names. Clear? It's the same tree. This also grows on mountain slopes. Then you have another name like magnolia, laurel. These are some of the names which you should remember for mountain forests. Clear? So I conclude there with the mountain forests. The features I've told you, they are tall trees. The shape varies with height. Clear? They are a mixed species. Hardwood as well as softwood trees are found. Clear? And higher up as we go, the vegetation carries on changing with the height because the temperature plus the precipitation changes. Now, we move on to the next part of the chapter, but before that, I haven't given you all the names for tidal trees. Some of the names write down. Other than Sundari, write down Rhizophora. Then is Casuarina. These names are, especially this one is not there in the book, and Hintel. These are some of the names. Four names I've given you. Now we come to the next part of the chapter, that is forest conservation. Like soil conservation, this part of the chapter is also very important. Conservation, you've become familiar with the word. So I will not define it again. You can simply define it as efficient management and protection of forest resources. You can get the definition from the textbook also. Simply means protecting and preserving forests. Now, under this, one important statistics which is very important. According to environmentalists, we should have 33.3% of land area under forests. This is on the basis of research work. Okay. In India, this number, this percentage has shrunk to 23.28% only. Almost 10% difference. I repeat, we should be having this much land area covered with forests. We have cut down so many trees, it has come down to approximately 23%. And this is causing lot of problems. Environmental problems, ecological problems. Clear? Now, before we go into conservation, why we need conservation? Firstly, you should know why this condition has taken place. And you know the conditions. Side headings you can note down starting with increasing population. Increasing population. People are going on increasing in number, and we need more land to grow crops to feed them. So with increasing population, what are we doing? We are increasing the agricultural area. We are increasing the agricultural area, cutting down forests over there. Second point, due to industrialization. More and more factories we are setting up, again we are cutting down more trees. Third point, urbanization. Urbanization, more and more towns and cities are developing. So again, more forests are being cut down. Clear? These are the primary reasons why the number of trees in the forests have decreased, and we have done lot of cutting down of trees. Two more points write down. Next is construction of developmental projects. This is 4, and the last one, 5, is overgrazing. 5 points. All these reasons are there why forest area has come down to 23%. Construction of development projects, briefly I want to tell you. So many buildings we are making, malls we are making. There are new stations coming up, railway stations, bus stands, flyovers are there, bridges are there. So many are coming up. And for everything we need more space. So we are cutting down trees. Clear? Overgrazing means people who keep cattle, cows, goats, buffaloes, whatever. You need grasslands. Clear? What is happening is our grasslands have become human lands. They are no longer grasslands. They have been used up for something or the other. So we are taking our cattle into the forest area. Now please remember, animals can be very harmful if they eat up the natural vegetation. And overgrazing means what? Common grazing is all right. Overgrazing means the plant is not getting a chance to grow. So much the cow or the goat is going on eating the leaves. The plant doesn't get a chance to manufacture food. Naturally, it will dry up and die. Clear? So for all these reasons, this is the condition we have reached. Got it? Should I stop here or continue? Thoda sa bacha tha. Ravi.